Hey guys, good morning. Hope y'all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Clangin and Bangin with Mikey, episode 19. And yeah, man, yesterday was my show. Here's the medal. Your boy took 6 in my class. I'm not gonna lie about it. I originally thought I wasn't even gonna place. Because I don't know. It's like I just felt weird because in bodybuilding they have this thing. You have the stage and everything's boxed off, right? And they had your boy center callouts for the first call out, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, it didn't last that long because my posing was it got to be better. I got to work on my posing. But when they called us off for the awards, and I don't know why they did this, but usually after your class and whatnot, they give you your awards and you can leave, right? But they literally did everything at the end, which I thought was real strange. So they did everything at the end, and so that means we had to stay till like 5 o'clock. It was a long day yesterday. Well, I woke up at 4. I had my pancakes and everything carved up, and I was just all over the place. Shout out to my dude, my boy Forrest, who hooked me up with some rice cakes because I didn't have nothing but a jug of water with me, my wallet, and my phone. It's like I just was ill prepared, man. It was bad. Um, yeah, man. And when they said 96, which was my number, 96 to the center, I'm looking around like, who the fuck else got 96 on? Because I know good and goddamn well they ain't talking about me. And they pointed to me and I'm like, oh, I bet. And that's when I knew it was like, bro, this is where you supposed to be at. This is where you belong. So as you guys know, I have cerebral palsy, and it's difficult to hit some of the posing because the neurological connections aren't as strong as they need to be, and it's and I'm not using that as an excuse. It's proven, but with anything with practice, you get better. As you guys can see, you can see through my tank top that I can't even fit in the frame to do a flex. I could do a flex this way. Like I didn't get like this waiting for the bus, man. But yeah, yesterday, man, it was a long day. Um, I left the house at about 5:30. One of them got tabbed by my girl Tina at 6. Then we went to the show and everything, man. Yeah, it was an eventful day. Went out with a couple of my friends afterwards. And one of the girls I was out with, she took overall for everything. This is what it is, and it was a great experience. I remember when I did this show in 2018, and I didn't even place top 10. And so for me to take those 3 years, about roughly 3 years off, and just work on my physique, work on my body, and for me to take 6, I think my last show I did, I placed 11 out of 20, 19 guys or 20 guys or whatever it was, right? And my thing is like, yo, if I jumped up 5 spots, you know, and I'm not saying I'm gonna take 3 years off every single show, because that's just not feasible. It just doesn't make any sense. And if I can jump up 5 spots and place 6, we gonna keep it rocking. We gonna keep it moving, man. So my coach couldn't make it, but his homegirl, who was also a trainer, shout out to Tina. She held us down in the back. So I'm FaceTiming him, man, and it's like I'm telling him what happened and everything, and it's like we talked about a whole different range of topics, but it's like, yeah, bro, this is my sport. This is something, you know, that it took me a while to figure out what my true calling was, and professionally, personally, and I'm only 32. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm 50 trying to figure shit out. I'm still young, relatively young. But yeah, man, the show yesterday, it was bad, bro. It was real bad. It took us an hour to check in, and then it took them like another hour to get things situated. Long story short, we were supposed to check in at 7:45, 8 o'clock, right? We didn't get into the building till like 9:30. The show was supposed to start at 9:30. Didn't start at 9:30. He's supposed to have coaches and athletes meetings at 9 o'clock. And he started at 9 o'clock. It started about 10:30. So prejudging didn't end till like 2 or whatever it was, right? And then we find out that the judges took a 2-hour lunch break while we're upstairs, dehydrated, hungry, tired. And the thing that made us mad was they said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do everything one shot." And we're thinking like, "Yo, you're gonna do your categories, your call outs, your awards, whatever, and you're done, right?" We're thinking, okay, show might start on time. Like, if it starts on time, which it never does. We're gonna get out about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and it never did. And we was all pissed off. Every single one of us was upstairs pissed off when we all heard that they took a 2-hour lunch break to eat lunch and tally up the scores, right? And while we're all upstairs fucking eating rice cakes and jelly, sipping on water, having candy and shit, just trying to get a pump on. And when they said, sixth place award, Michael Nelson, I was like, I'm looking around like, sixth place. Okay. All right. Bet. So that tells me that I improved from my last show, because like I said, last show, I didn't even place. So I was like, cool. And that's another thing, too, where they screwed up. I thought it was really weird how usually when they line you up by your placing, right? And but they had my ass in third place, and I won 6th, right? And so, bro, the guy handing out the medal, the guy handing this out, he's looking for me, right? So I kind of just raised my hand. I'm like, bro, that's me. And so stops, gives me the medal, and then the judges kind of they're notioning for me to move, and what the hell are you talking about? And I guess one of the coordinators comes up behind me like, oh well, like you got to go to the end. I'm like, that what for what? You know, and then she's like, well, like right now you're standing in third place. Okay, but why wouldn't you line us up? In terms of by way, by placing, right? It doesn't make any sense. And so there was a lot of stuff that happened yesterday that it's like it needs to be run better. And that particular show was like there's always some unorganization, and it's always some mishap. It's like, bro, it's like I don't understand how a show can be that bad from start to finish. And so after that, left, hooked up with my homegirl, and her friends. and we went to this place called Mahina and Sons. This little restaurant, not really a restaurant, more like a, I guess you could say like a bar in a hotel. But and so we were just out there chilling for like the last, for like maybe 2 3 hours, just talking story. And one of the girls was like, "Yeah, so how does it feel to eat regular food?" I'm like, "It feels fucking great," you know. And I woke up this morning. I was yesterday I was 143. Today I was 146. You know, because that's the intake of water, alcohol, and food. But as you can see, I look better. You know, today. You know, or even last night, I look better. You know, in the show, because in the show we get so depleted that your body, you know, doesn't really hold on to things that well. You know, your body just wants to soak up everything. And but yeah, man, last night was great. It was, you know, good people, fun and everything, man. I was up yesterday. I didn't go to bed till about 12 o'clock last night. So I was up for 20 20 hours yesterday. It's crazy. But people ask me all the time, like, yo, like, how do you like deal with, you know, the training and you know everything else that goes on with it, you know, and your personal life and all the stuff that you got going on. Is like you just gotta categorize what's important and what's not important, you know, and what's not important, just let that shit ride, you know. Let it ride, let it go, you know. Like the old saying goes, you know, let go and let God, you know. Like, I'm not religious by any means, but it's like that saying just means, it's like, yo, just like if it's really meant for you, it's gonna never leave, you know. And if it's not meant for you, then, you know, fuck it, let it go. You know, that responds to, you know, women, relationships, you know, jobs, careers. You know, if it doesn't line up to what you want to do, then why are you doing it? You know, and I came to that realization last night. It's like it was a not that I go out my way to, you know, make conversation with people, but I don't force anything. And if I gotta force anything and it's not worth it, you know, whether it's communication, you know, I'm the type of dude that's like, I'm so nonchalant about shit. It's like nothing really affects me, you know, or I don't show it, but I pay attention to everything, right? And so when there's stuff that happens with certain people, and I'm like, and I pay attention to who checks up on me and who hits me up and who doesn't. And my thing is like, yo, it's like I'm gonna give my energy to the person who's constantly checking up on me, constantly, you know, seeing how I'm doing and everything. And my thing too is like, it's not hard to get a text back. You know, if you're really vibing with people, you know, or whatever it is, and people want to say, oh well, you know, maybe so and so's bad at texting. It's like, nah, nope, nah, it, no, no. And and you gotta pay attention to the vibes, man. Like, cause the vibes never lie. And like, there are some great people out there, but sometimes, man, it's like it just doesn't. You know, you can't make it more than what it is, and you just gotta distance yourself from us, you know, from certain situations that don't really serve a purpose. You know, because there's a lot of situations out there, who, you know, or people out there who think that, you know, that they're worth your time because they're nice to you or whatever it is, or that type of stuff. Is like, and the one thing, man, I would never do to somebody else, and I would never want anybody to do to me, is play me like an option. And throughout this entire prep, um, you'd be surprised, bro, like how many people play you for an option, or how many people wanna just be around you because of the energy that you bring, But they don't bring nothing else to the table except them, right? And the way I look at things is like, yo, it's like I can't be fucking with somebody who just doesn't reciprocate the same energy, that I do. Because I'm a dude, when I walk into a room, bro, and I mean this in the most humblest way, the most non-cocky way possible. But I'm the motherfucker who brings the energy to the room. And a lot of people, they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to deal with the fact that it's like, here's this dude, like, yeah, he walks funny, like, or whatever it is. But he's got something about him that it's just like brings everybody together, And I just think bodybuilding has brought that out of me, not just the competitive side, but just in general. It's like when you dealing with something as difficult as bodybuilding is, and it doesn't even have to be a competition. It just could be going to the gym and trying to get that self-confidence to go work out or whatever it is, or try to get past your insecurities. Oh, because it's like I was talking to this one girl yesterday, because we were sharing rooms, right? And so I was talking about my health and everything, right? And at one point in time, I told her, like, yeah, I had just graduated college. I was like in my late 20s, and I was at work, and I remember walking upstairs, and I was winded, and I'm like, bro, I'm 26, 27 years old. I should not be winded walking up a few flights of stairs. And I told her that's when I hopped on the scale, and the scale basically read 190, and I'm like, yeah, if we don't do nothing about this, it's gonna get worse. And and that's how my coach, I hit him up. Well, backstory, I've known the guy since I was 19. I was like, he's the first dude in the gym who kind of taught me how to do a workout. I mean, I kind of, like, funny story is, whenever he was working out, I would imitate his workout, If he was doing shoulder military dumbbell presses, I'm doing shoulder military dumbbell presses, with them, with the heaviest weight I could get. Well, if he's doing whatever exercise that that he's doing, I'm mimicking that, And it got to the point where, like, he noticed, and he's like, yo, bro, he's like, I can help you work out. And ever since then, I love the dude to death. He's a great knowledgeable guy, and he's humble and everything too. And the package that you saw last night, or even this morning, this is his work. This is like this is his diet plan. Like, we just took this and we tweaked it to the point where I could get the results that I wanted. A bigger back, better package. Everything bigger. And he even commented on my IG last night, and he's like, "Bro, you're getting bigger and better every time you do a show." And it's like, if that doesn't get you motivated to keep going when your coach tells you that, then what else will, right? And yeah, man. But yeah, backstory, that's how I got involved in competitive bodybuilding. Me and the girl were talking, and I said, yeah, it took me about a year to get everything down pat. I had to understand, how nutrition worked and everything, and I just fell in love with the process. I fell in love with the fact that, you can manipulate food, and you can get the results that you wanted. My thing is that working out was never the problem, because I was always in the gym. And it was like, hell, I remember my senior year, I had to make a bet with myself. Like, yo, we're going to go to classes, we can go to work, but after that, we can go lift. And that's how I got through my senior year in college, because it's like, I was over this shit. And yeah, man, it was bodybuilding saved me in so many different ways, bro. It's like, when guys I know out there were catching cases, when guys I know out there were just doing dumb shit, I'll be in the gym. I'll be working out. Like, it got to the point where, like, the dudes I was kicking it with, who was getting caught up in all that shit, they, they didn't call me because they knew where I was at. They knew what I was doing. You know, they knew what I had going on. And yeah, man, it's um bodybuilding, man. Whew, boy, boy, it's it's a hell of a it's a hell of a drug, man. It's something that I can't explain, man. It's like you have to do it to understand what I'm talking about, and you have to go through because the transformation physically is great, but the mental transformation is amazing as well. Because you go from for me, I was never I was never the outgoing kid, or I was never the confident guy, you know. And even into my teens and early 20s, it's like I was never that dude who was confident. I mean, I think it was a range of things. I think it was my weight. I think it was the fact that I had a physical disability, you know, and I could never get over that hump mentally. But yeah, man, I found bodybuilding, bro, and it's like it was a wrap. I remember when my dad was alive, and he's like, man, you don't take anything else seriously except this weight training thing. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, yeah, you doing decent in school, decent in college, but it's like, like everything else is like you don't really take seriously except weight training. I was like, man, it's what I enjoy to do. You know, it's something that is like I can't explain it. I think for me, because I could physically see my body change, you know, so that gave me the confidence, like, yo, this is working. You know, like whatever I'm doing is working, so let's keep rocking with it. And yeah, man, it's just a beautiful thing, bro. I don't know how to explain it in any other way than that, but it's like I've met so many great people, not just in bodybuilding, but in sports in general. Because like a lot of my best friends from college, you know, some of them made it to the pro leagues, you know, and some of them are like they're top fitness trainers, you know, they have their own facilities, bro. So we all making it happen, and it's like it's because we're all rooted in you know the same thing. We're all rooted in the gym. We're always trying to get better physically, but mentally as well. And um yeah, and like the more I progress in the sport, the more I learn. You know, whether it's new training techniques or you know going after nutrition certification. Yeah, I dropped that, but yeah, but that's what I'm doing. Or just overall in general, just trying to get better every day. And I think you have to do that. You have to progressively overload, not just physically, but mentally as well. And once you figure out what you want to do, you know, or what your path is, man, or who's worth your time and who's always there, or like who's always gonna be in your corner, man, everything else is easy. Everything else is not that hard. It's because once you figure out your foundation, and that shit is rock solid, nothing else matters, man. It's like everything else is it's minute. It's and yeah, man. Anyway, this video is a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. It's about 25 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. And I'm sorry if I was rambling on and on and on, but yeah. Um, Stay tuned because your boy coming from that. I'm coming for that national qualification. Yep. So your boy checking out. I'll see you on the flip side. Ghost.